In the days of the internet and using Google Earth to plot places and all that, it's easy enough, but it doesn't have a nice, for us it doesn't have a, it's too modern in some ways. We always use map books and that, and we were given as a gift some very old books. Now these books are in immaculate condition and they're 55, 56, 57 and 58 years old, in good nick. But in the box of the gifts we got, we found a little old cine film from 1965, and it just showed you, like, in those days what state of the art was and what people thought was fantastic. And this is one of my older cousins who's talking about it, but it just shows you when somebody or some company gets something right, it cascades into bigger things. So have a look and see what you think, and then after that we'll start our cruising video.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I hope this works. One of these old-fangled cine cameras. I'll give it a go, because I'm really pleased about something. British Waterways. Oh, the British Waterways boat. I've always been fascinated about what they've done. And I've always wanted to try this new leisure industry to see what it's like. But how did they know where I could go or how to get there? The great thing is, it's took a while. But it's 1965 now. And they've come up with this real fantastic thing. What? Going to make boating great for everybody. We've come up with these lovely books, these sets of books, and they're absolutely outstanding for what is needed on the canals. So I decided to buy one. Only a few shilling, and it tells you all about the Shropshire Union Canal and where we're going. It's even got a big map showing you of all the canals in the country. Somebody should have thought about this before, but it's such a future thinking idea. It's got to be a great success. So I've got my books. I've got all the details what I need. I know which canals there were. I know how to go along, and all the details are telling us what bridges and what places we're at, and it's fantastic. So the British Waterways Board, you have a big thumb up for us. 1965, you've got it right. Leisure boating must become a success. Anyway, time to go boating. I hope this has worked alright. I'd like people to see that in the future. Fingers crossed.
Hello again everyone. We've had a couple of very nice days at Cox Bank. That's on your way up the flight of locks at Audlam. It's up the first 13 and we've got 2 more to go to make the total to 15, and then we're at Adderley Locks and that's another 5. Late start today because the weather's been throwing it down, and we thought we're more fair weather cruisers these days. But Cox Bank there, that's one of the great moorings. You can watch all the activity or you can relax, and it's absolutely superb. Anyway, On our way again now, up the Shropshire Union. Another little fact for you: the most haunted canal on the network. We have a single-hander in front. Bernadette said she'll help out, because if she didn't it would be a lot slower. So if we can do our little bit, or Bernadette in particular, then things will move a bit quicker. If all goes to plan today, it's a nice trip. We've been on it before. We go through the locks and we trundle along to Market Drayton. A pity we can't go the Red Lion. I know it's open, but like I've told people before, not for us at the moment. But it is a nice trip, about 3 hours. Hopefully the rain stays off and we can have a nice relaxing time just cruising along in this wonderful countryside. Lock 14 of the autumn flight, nice easy one. The rain looks like it's going to stay off, fingers crossed. No wind either, and quite pleasant. Let's hope the rest of the day stays like this. I think a few people have decided to move just like us once the weather improved a bit. We're going to try another camera angle as well for a change. We've just got it set up at the front there at eye level, so we'll use that a few times and see what it looks like when we do the editing. While we're just waiting to go through the lock, there's something else about this canal what is a bit more unusual, particularly in the Industrial Revolution, and that is people, when they talk about working boats, they associate it like, say, coal, taking coal. But this took quite a few different things on this canal, and one of the most popular was agricultural things like grains. And as we get to Market Drayton, there's a beautiful corn mill there, what was disused for years, but now it's been done up, and it looks like, well, it's property now near the wharf, and it's very, very nice. But at one time it was really, really scruffy, and we'll show you that when we get up there. So that's a ex-corn mill. But it doesn't finish with all that. They also used to take iron ore up and down here as well, and that was become a big thing. And we'll talk about a few other things further on, but I'll tell you a surprising fact now, if I've got time before the lock's open. Yes. Well, once all the canal was connected up, the what was called the Birmingham and Liverpool Junction Canal, then connected up to the Chester Canal, and we got to Ellesmere Port up there. There was something pretty good what happened there. But you know what? I'll tell you when I've done this lock. I bet you can't guess. There's a fierce bywash here on the right hand side as well. It just comes across, and sometimes you've got little option but to get bumped on the side, because there's nowhere for you to go. You can't aim or anything. So I would expect us to just go to the side and nudge it to the left hand side. Let's see how I go. I'll continue the story. The Shropshire Union Canal, as it became known, when all these little separate canals were joined together. Ellesmere Port was obviously connected to the sea. It was like a seaport and an inland port, so you used to get the Mersey flats coming in and some other boats. Some took the Mersey flats, sometimes took things up as far as Nantwich, but then it changed to narrow gauge then for narrow boats from that point. But what they did from there, from Dublin, came over the cargo. Yeah, I'm ready, Burnett. Came over the cargo, loaded up, and took its way up the Shropshire Union Canal as quick as possible. Made its way into Birmingham with its precious cargo, which became a firm favourite in the Midlands. What was it? Guinness. So this canal got the Midlands into tasting and liking Guinness. Told you. Black gold, yeah, that type of black gold, yeah. So that's another little snippet. Full of surprises, this Shropshire, certainly is. And furthermore, will be forthcoming as we go along.
Ready?
Yes, thanks, man.
I'll have a windlass.
You're gonna have to fight it out much yourself.
We've got there's 3 windlasses there.
I know, I'm talking about the premium Walsh windlass.
Oh, 25 in here.
These are my 60-year-old slaves. I have.
Yeah, we used to have some of them, but they're 84 now. And we're 60. Yeah, they're at home lounging in the garden in lockdown still. You want to stand facts on all your own? I think that's done better. I never remember this as a blind bridge. All clear.
These long stretches on the Shropshire, you can just completely go in a daze and just let it all wash over you. The greenery is tremendous. May not have the most bends in the world, but there's reasons for that, and again I'll talk more about that in the future. But I can get round that, I just love it. Some people like canals what have got, you know, like what they call contour canals, where they've got curves everywhere, round corners and everything. Well, we've done enough of that for a while on the Llangollen when we moored up there for 18 years or so. That's got more blind bends than anything up there. So it's always a pleasure to be on the Shropshire and go in straight lines almost. So relaxing and just love it. Absolutely love it. Sometimes it's quite easy just stay in the mouth of where the lock is, but we always make certain we don't hit the gates. After a bit of a mega downfall, I've just put the camera back on. This is the last lock at Adderley, and straight in view there is another one of them lensman's huts. Normally there's something for sale there, but obviously things have changed at the moment and there's nothing there. Anyway, onwards. Market Drayton. I certainly am alright, yeah. Market Drayton, or somewhere earlier if the rain persists. We'll see how it goes. Very soon we'll be coming to Market Drayton. Normally one of our favourite stopping off points to get to that Red Lion pub for Jules beer. Sadly, not this year. But Market Drayton, it's got a few interesting facts. One is, it has a street market, and it's been going about 775 years without fail. It was 1200 and odd when it started. Can you believe it? And it's still there today, thriving, and people go and do whatever they need to do at these markets. But how good's that? 775? Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Now, another thing as well about Market Drayton, from Nantwich, where the initial Birmingham and Liverpool Junction Canal was started to get to Otherley, it's the only town on this stretch. Everywhere else is just a couple of villages, and that's all. The rest of it is just all rural. It certainly is a canal for scenery and absolutely brilliant mooring spots, if you know where they are. That's the secret, because there are plenty of what they call a shelf underneath the waterline, which causes the boat to clang, but there's loads of places where the shelf doesn't exist. But that's for us to know and for other people to find out. As always, when we come to Market Drayton, we've got to make a decision where we're going to moor. Do we go through the bridge up where the main road is and hope for the best, or do we stay back a little bit? The good thing is we don't need anything from Market Drayton town because we have had a Sainsbury's online delivery, so we've got everything we need. So we'll see what happens and we'll see what decision we end up making. This road is quite busy, and it tends to be busy overnight as well, and you can't half hear it. Oh, Bernadette's put a thumb up, so we might be lucky again. But yeah, I don't like mooring too close because it can get quite noisy and to interrupt the peace. But yeah, it's quiet again. Many years ago when we used to come up here, you couldn't get here. It was absolutely jam-packed all the time. But the last few times we've been here, no problems at all. I'll pull in here. Are you going to go and see if there's anything? Yeah, alright, that's no problem. Yes, we'll watch out for the dog mines, yes.
Well, hello. That was a smashing day. We had 2 locks of the Orgland flight to do, which got me ready, geared up to do the flight at Adderley. It started to rain just a little bit at the top, but that didn't bother us. And then on to Market Drayton. We've got lovely mooring spots, nice and quiet. We could hear the road, but not too bad. Nice and chilled. Hope you enjoyed that video as much as we enjoyed doing it. And thank you everyone for your gorgeous messages and comments for our 40th wedding anniversary. We had a fabulous day doing exactly what we like to do. Thank you very, very much.
Our videos come out on a regular basis. Would you like to see more of them? Subscribe, press the notification bell. Give us some of your lovely comments. You can even like it. You can dislike it if you want. We make our videos with a passion. That's all. And you watching is the only reward we need. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra!